It's 4:20 p.m., February 27th, 2026. We're at Oak Street and Michigan Avenue. We're starting down Michigan. We're actually Lakeshore Drive here. This is technically Lakeshore Drive still. But we're going now onto Michigan Avenue, and we're going to go through Michigan Avenue through downtown and see what's going on. I just wanted to put that on the video recording that I'm doing. It's 4:20 p.m., February 27, 2026. And we're listening to Citywide 1 radio calls.
7 days,
Police dispatch.
For train ride, 79th Street, Red Line, northbound on car number 5323.
What's up, Brian? Haven't seen you in a while. You good? Where have you been, my brother? You been hiding out or what? The feds after you or something? What's up, my brother? You're like Nick. You disappeared for a long time. I think you guys were hiding from the cops or something. I don't know. I gotta check in on you guys once in a while. What's up, my brother? Who's this calling me? Oh, well, you guys want to listen to a scam call? Listen to this. Listen to a scam call. How can I help you? How can I help you? That was a scam call. We're gonna start doing scam calls on live radio, bro. That's Chase. It's a fake Chase. They trying to rip me off.
07950. 5388 Adams, boy.
88 Adam and Boyd.
Okay, we get a train ride from Medical District on the Blue Line. Sister on the Blue Line.
07956. 07956.
All units in the 22nd District and Citywide, assault in progress. 95th and Vincennes. 95th and Vincennes. Color states 10 teens, male black. Getting ready to fight at Popeye's parking lot. No further information. Zone 9 clear. 738 Charles and David.
88 Charlie and David. 07999. 07999.
7386 Eddie.
86 Eddie.
That number for Howard Red Line Station.
08006. 08006.
Yes. 7387 David.
87 David.
Keep that number, Blue Line, riding the train, westbound from Logan, run number 218.
08022. 08022.
10-4. 384 Adam.
84 Adam.
Please, for the Red Line, we're going back from Garfield to 95th, car number 5274.
08030.
You're pulling somebody over, huh? Real time, right? There you go.
I have that number for 69 Red Line, please.
08045. 08045.
7386 boy.
86 boy. 86 boy. 7386 boy.
Squad, the radio working properly. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can we get a platform check, Clark and Lake, please?
08052. 08052.
Thank you.
you trying to come in?
Can I have another event number for Migrant train northbound from 59, going for David as well?
08071. 08071.
Thank you.
83 Charlie. 86 Charlie.
Can I get another event number for 69?
08077. 08077.
7384 David.
84 David.
Get a event number for 47 platform.
08082. 08082.
383 boy.
There's an ambulance behind
83
me.
boy.
EFT CTHI 79 from the green red line.
He just turns.
08088. 08088.
397 emergency.
7397, go ahead.
Rome EMS 25th in Michigan. I got a 2-car accident. 1 car is overturned.
20.
Alright, 10-4. We got it on the board already. Fire's en route. Alright, 7397, you got engine 8 headed over there.
And you got a paper car also?
Flipped over car, huh?
It's 132 is headed over there.
That's a license plate when you're ready.
Alright, go ahead.
Eddie Union 28106.
Alright, you said Eddie Union 28106? 7397. 7397.
Simulcast is busy. We got a criminal trespass in progress at 100 West 87th Street.
7397 David.
97 David.
Half of us from 97 David are with 97 the sergeant checking up on him.
Alright, it's 10-4. I just need that plate again. He cut out at the beginning.
397.
7397.
I'll get that second plate, but the first plate is Frank Lincoln 70182.
Alright, 10-4. And then the first one you gave me, you cut out on. Did you say Eddie Union 28106?
Let me grab it 1 second. That first plate is going to be Eddie Union 38106.
So you see, when you get past the bottleneck, there's no one here. That's where you want to check. This is where all the tourists usually hang out, right there. There's no one here. It's empty. So Michigan Avenue, we just went through, took us about, what, a half hour, 20 minutes? It's empty. There's some people here on the bridge. It's good. It's good. The other side of the bridge is empty. But there ain't nobody down here. We're going to go on Whacker, okay? Upper Whacker.
Or Friday and into the weekend, it's 4:35.
So there you go. So we're starting this video out. Let me park here, man, before I go. So it's 4:36 p.m. We just showed everybody Michigan Avenue. It's so-so. There's some people there. It's about half full, maybe a little less than half full. It's beautiful weather. It's 63 degrees. SubX.News here reporting. It's 4:36 p.m. It's February 27th, 2026. It's a Friday. Right now, we're at Whacker and Wabash. We're right next to a bunch of hotels that they just got remodeled. It's a beautiful day. There's no excuses. We're in the middle of the month. It's completely empty. And one of the things that I wanted to say now is I'm recording this. I'm recording a video. Those guys that are on live heard it. This is what we just heard on the news from the Chicago government. They're going to raise the tourism tax. They're gonna raise the tourist. These are tourist hotels. See that there? You see any tourists here? You see any cars running around here? Look at it, it's completely empty. See that guy making some U-turn right in the middle of downtown? Look at that guy. Look at that maniac, man. See the maniac there? See him there? Making a U-turn there. See that guy? Right there, that guy, the maniac. You see him there? There you go. But these are all hotels here, right? They're all hotels. Let me get the video here. These are all hotels. See that there? What do you see here? You see empty spaces. It's empty. There's no one here. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day in Chicago. So two things are on Wacker, and we're going to start driving down Wacker. This was the main way to get in and out of downtown for the guys that worked around here, around the river. These were all office buildings here at one time, and they still are. This was packed. If you would get out of work at 4 o'clock, it was too late. Wacker Drive was always packed. Why? Because you would go to Lake Street over here. I'll show you where. This was packed. It was all jam-packed. Now you look at it. You're like, oh, well, yeah, COVID. Yeah, well, COVID ain't around no more, bro. Don't start using that excuse. Then you just make some new excuse. Why do you think they had 3 lanes each way? Because this was always packed. It went in and out of the city. This was the way to get kind of around the loop. This goes around downtown. It hugs the river. That's why this was 6 lanes, 3 each way. I used to work at the Merchandise Mart over there. I worked there 7 or 8 years. I worked there from 2010 to 18, I think, around that time. 17, 16, when we moved then to the 1901 West Carroll. That was the teachers union, used to have the offices there. And before that, I used to come to downtown too for union meetings and be part of the union. Then I was an employee of the union. So I kind of know downtown pretty well. And then I used to come to downtown for school and all kinds of things before that. So, but what I want to show you is this, that it's empty right now. And you can say, well, it's not empty, John. I see cars. Well, no, it's a red light. So now they bunched up, because if you want to see in back of me, look at that. There's no cars in back of me. When I worked here, there would be no space. There would be no space. Right? There would be no space. And let me show this to you. See, there's no cars in back of me. You see that there? It's empty. There's no space. Look in front of me. There's space here. There would never be a space here. Not only would Wacker be packed, Wells would be packed. Every one of these streets would be packed because everybody was getting out of downtown. And you can say, well, COVID. Well, nah, COVID's over. You can't keep using COVID as an excuse. See, people keep using COVID as an excuse, and that's a lie. That's a lie. It's a lie. It always has been a lie. COVID had nothing to do with business, has nothing to do with downtown. Nothing. COVID is a sickness that shut down certain businesses where there was too many people that have communicable diseases. Downtown offices were cubicles and office space. It had nothing to do with it. And they're private industries. You didn't have to adhere to COVID if you were in the private sector. That was for public sector. You didn't have no rights over private sector people. You could shut down some roads, but you couldn't shut down a private business. They did. They tried to. So think about that. Think about the lie that's COVID. No one's really talked about this. It's never been investigated. COVID was a lie. COVID was used to do what? Cover up a bad economy. Right before COVID hit in October, there was reports that the economy was almost ready to collapse. There was reports about cardboard. Cardboard is what used. It's used to pack things, right? Especially when? Christmas. It's coming. Christmas in, right? October. And they already said it was so bad, it might collapse the economy. I have those reports. That's way back in, what was that? That's 19 or 20? I don't know what year that was in anymore, right? I forget all these years. It was big bad reports, right? And we're gonna keep going down Wacker to show you. At this time you couldn't pass here on Wacker. All the lanes both ways were packed. Look at all the space we have here. See that there? See the space? It's all open. There's no cars here. There's 0 cars. There's no cars. You can say, oh, John, you're lying. There's cars. I see them. No, there's no cars here. All these lanes were packed. Now it's 4 lanes here. You see, it's 3 lanes, and you got this turning lane. This was all packed. You see that turning lane? This was all packed. It was wall-to-wall cars here. You could not pass through here. Why? Everybody would go on Lake Street to go to the highway, and then people would go on each one of these roads to go to the highway. It was all packed here. It was packed at this time. You could not, if you got out of your office too late, you would be stuck here for an hour. So people would try to get out. What we did is we tried to alter our times and get out at 3:30. So what you did is you started earlier. My time was 7:30 to 3:30. That's when I worked. If you got out of here at 4:15, you were stuck for an hour on this road. You were stuck right here. You wouldn't move. It would go creeping along. That's what I'm trying to document today, Wacker Drive, right? Wacker Drive, 4:43 p.m. But what I'm trying to also combine it with is this lie of COVID, that COVID ruined the economy. COVID did not ruin the economy. Most people kept working. There was COVID stimuluses. People worked from home. They did scams. They did PPP scams. People did other jobs. When you worked from home, people did 2 jobs. They did scamming. So what are you talking about? COVID ruined things. They didn't. COVID actually was a stimulus. It let people stay at home and save money, and on top of it, they made money. Now you can say, well, private businesses got hurt, like restaurants and all that. Well, I guess they did. I guess, but how did COVID hurt this? How did COVID hurt all of these businesses? These aren't all restaurants here, right? Let me show you guys where I'm at. I'm at Randolph. I'm at Randolph and Wacker right now, right? COVID didn't hurt these guys. COVID had nothing to do with this place. It's a lie. COVID's a lie. It was always a lie to cover up what? A bad economy. That's what it was. And that's what people aren't saying. And we're right into that space. Because why? We covered up the economy in 2008 with the predatory lending, right? And we didn't let the market crash at that time. And we're doing the same thing with the COVID. And kind of we're doing a little bit of that right now. So what I'm trying to say is this. All of that, none of that means anything. It's all jibber jabber, boo boo boo, boo 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 talk, I'd call it. It doesn't mean anything. It's zigzag talk. That's what I really call it, zigzag talk. You ziggy zaggy, right? You do whatever bullshit you say, you make it up so you make an excuse. Here's the real talk. There's no one here. When you don't see no one here and no movement, that means what? There's no commerce. Even if it's just driving your car in a circle like I do, right? I drive in a circle and I listen to the radio. I'm doing what? I'm using the internet. I'm using my phone. I'm putting gas in my car. I'm drinking coffee. That's an economy. That's commerce. It's called commerce. You're doing things, right? To spend money. When there's no cars moving, that means it's dead. It's abandoned. You look at right in front of us. It's 4:45 p.m. It's a Friday. It's 63 degrees out. We're in the middle of downtown. There's no one here. There's 0 people. Look in front of me. There's 2-3 blocks empty. All the way to Harrison, it's empty there. There's no one here. Do you see anybody walking? You can see what? How many people are walking here? 10, 20 people? This is the middle of downtown Chicago. We're in the 3rd largest city of the United States of America. How many people did you just count passing my car here? A dozen? 2 dozen? Not even that much. The other saying I always say is it's not even enough to fill a bus. Look at that. Look in front of me. Look at the people walking. There's no one here. This has nothing to do with COVID. 0 to do with COVID. Here's another way to think about it. Everybody blames the economy on COVID or whatever they blame, right? When you get the flu or when you get diarrhea or when you break your arm or when you get whatever you get, right? Whatever you get. Even if you have a car accident, the worst thing, we don't want that. Or cancer. What happens? Some people lose their houses. Some people lose whatever they do, right? Because it's so catastrophic, right? But you keep living. It doesn't stop you. That's what I'm trying to say here. When they keep saying that COVID is the excuse, and I'm saying it's not the excuse. that there was something that predicated it, that came before it. And the reason I say that is because of what you see today. You see it in front of you. Oh, Dalton? Yeah, but look, think about it. Think about what the scam of Dalton is. They threw her out, and now they say they want to stay there another extra year. It's kind of a scam. She might be telling the truth there. Think about it. They threw her out, had term limits, and now when the guy's in there, he says, oh, I want to remove the term limits. That's kind of scummy there. That's kind of scum stuff. That's some scum stuff there. Think about that, right? They threw her out. Whatever you say about her, I think she was crooked a little bit. She was spending money. That's what she was doing. She was spending money, which I don't think was illegal because the FBI never got her, right? We're talking about Tiffany Hayward. If she did something illegal, she'd be in prison right now, but she's not. So think about that. She was spending money like it was her own, but she was all legal because it went through the government, and then they threw her out. And now what? Now the guy, when they threw out, says, oh, I want to remove the term limits, right? And that's kind of some shady stuff there, right? That's shady there. So again, we're on Wacker Drive. It's 448. We're at Jackson now. How many cars have you counted? What, 100 maybe? I don't think even ever was 100 cars that we counted. We're going to go all the way down to Harrison, okay? Then we'll do some radio calls. We'll have a little fun. We'll talk a little bit. I don't know what we're going to do tonight. We got to go on Harrison. We might go down to... No, we're at Van Buren. Sorry, we're not Van... Harrison is the next one. This is Van Buren. I apologize. I misspoke there. I apologize. This is Van Buren. We can see nothing. I don't know what you mean. Your screen is not showing. I don't know why is that happening. Should I restart the video? I don't know. It keeps moving here. How about right now? Do you see? Maybe I'll pull over. I'm gonna see. I don't know. Maybe I should restart the video. You guys, is it still blank or what? Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm yelling like that helps. I don't know what's going on, right? Let me check this. Can you guys see me, hear me? What can you do? What's going on here, guys? Oh, I see it. Yeah, it's all messed up. The screen is all messed up. I see that now. All right, let me pull over here. Maybe I'll restart the video. Ooh, man, I gotta watch out. Almost got in that car accident there. Yeah, something's going on with the video there. I just seen it. Thanks. All right, why don't I just shut it down and restart it, okay? I'm going to shut down the video. So I'm going to shut it down. Yeah, I see it now. Here, let's see. I'll show you guys that. It's bad.
Ogden, an hour and 3 in from O'Hare, 33 from the Edens Junction. In on the Ike is an hour and 12.
We're at the Roosevelt Collection here, Delano Courts. It's 5:09 p.m., February 27th, 2026. You smell dope all here. All you smell is weed out here. Who wants to bring their family when you smell dope all around here? I just came in, drove, opened my window, and I smell dope all around here. Why would I bring my family here? It's a dope joint. They're all dope heads out here, right? They destroyed this place. Look at how many of these stores are closed. You want to count them? You'll see. They smell dope. They smoke dope here all over, right? They used to, there you go. There's one there closed. See that there? Look, that's closed. Start counting these. And these are big stores here. See that there? They closed down the Icon Theaters. This was a great movie place. We used to come here with the family all the time. First thing I open my windows, I smell weed. Who wants to be around that? I don't care if you smell weed, smoke weed. In fact, I believe in decriminalization. I believe in decriminalization. So I believe in your right, but not in public where people are, right? There you go. Look at all these stores. There's another store closed there. See that? That was a restaurant. There was another restaurant there. You start to see this here? We were just on Wacker, right? We were on Michigan. You see, it's everywhere, right? This is a brand new place. See these empty stores here? Keep looking here. These are empty stores here. Delano Courts, Roosevelt Collection, all closed. And then you're going to open up the 78, which is across the street. So, wait, so this is maybe, what, a third closed here? And now you're going to open up another one across the street. It's like predatory real estate scamming with credit. We were talking about that on an earlier broadcast, that we're dealing with a down economy. Look, all these stores are closed here. This is all closed there. That's all closed, are all empty there, man. See that? All of those are empty. And now across the street, they're going to open up a new development for another 10 billion or whatever billions of dollars they're going to do. But wait, they can't fill this one, so why are you opening up a new one across the street? Well, because you get the credit. You get the money. It's the schemers. It's the scammers. It's the bankers. They're the ones that are destroying our economy. There's more stores closed there. You see that there? See that there? I've been here. They killed and robbed people over here. There you go. All those stores are closed. Did you just see them? Again, Roosevelt Collection, Delano Court. That's what it's called. I call it Delano Courts here. And then we'll show you at the end. I want to go all the way to the end to show you all these stores that are closed. So about 30% closed, maybe something like that, 40%. Now you look across the street. That's the 78. That's a new development there. That's Tony Oresco went to prison for part of that. He was part of that deal. Tony Oresco helped President Obama get elected. He did federal time. They're going to put the soccer field in there, and that's private. That used to be the water reclamation land. Somehow it got transferred to private hands. Tony Oresco was part of that. And that's a multi-billion-dollar project over there. But yet they can't fill this side of the street. Doesn't make sense, does it? You know, that's what we report here. We ask those questions. I don't have all the answers. I don't know. So why are you going to build something over there when you can't fill this one up here? Well, you know why you do it? Because you can get some more cash. There's a bunch of people going to get rich. And it won't be you or me. It'll be somebody else. There you go. SubX.News on that one. Right, it's 5:13 now.
But warm. Temperature's still in the 60s right now. Things are changing, though, overnight. Back to winter we go tonight. Breezy early, partly cloudy, a low near 30. Then tomorrow, much colder. We're back to winter. A bit of snow with a high of 36. Only 30 on Sunday. 65 glorious degrees at O'Hare right now. 66 Aurora, 63 Lakefront.
Featuring the news that matters and breaking news at any time. This is Chicago's news, traffic, and weather station. News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Coming up in the next half hour on News Radio WBBM.
Your favorite Chicago bar could be a little closer to putting in a legal video gambling machine, and there's already a lot of interest. I'm political editor Jeff Buckles at City Hall.
A new plan from City Hall could turn into a big boost for Chicago tourism. And multiple-time Grammy Award-winning singer and songwriter Neil Sedaka has died at 86. More on his life just coming up from CBS News in Business.
I'm Tom Busby at Bloomberg. Worries about an AI bubble sending Wall Street lower today. The Dow falling 521 points. The Nasdaq down 210. The S&P lower by 30.
It is 5 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Neil Sedaka, a singer and songwriter, was behind dozens of hits of the 60s and 70s, and his family says he has died at age 86. Correspondent Gary Nunn looks back.
And a Grammy for Song of the Year.
What's it take to write a song so good it wins the music industry's top award? Neil Sedaka has some idea. He received 5 Grammy nominations for performing and writing. Among them, this song he composed for Captain and Tennille.
I write so that it's singable.
Other songwriters talk of the need for a memorable hook and repetition, but no matter the elements, it often comes down to an undefinable magic.
The sentiment is right. It gives you that in the groin, in the heart, chills.
Gary Nunn, CBS News.
President Trump says he's not happy with the latest talk over Iran's nuclear program, but indicated he would give the negotiators more time to reach a deal to avert another war in the Middle East. He has threatened military action if Iran does not agree to his conditions. Omani Foreign Minister Badr al-Busaidi tells Margaret Brennan on this Sunday's Face the Nation.
The single most important achievement, I believe, is the agreement that Iran will never, ever have a nuclear material that will create a bomb.
Anthropic and the Pentagon failed to reach an agreement on use of an artificial intelligence system. President Trump has ordered all federal agencies to phase out use of Anthropic technology. CBS's Elizabeth Cook on what the president has posted on social media.
The left-wing nut jobs at Anthropic had made a disastrous mistake trying to strong-arm the Department of War and force them to obey their terms of service instead of our Constitution.
The FAA plans to limit flights at Chicago's O'Hare Airport. Sources tell CBS News that the move at one of the nation's busiest airports was prompted by concerns the capacity and operational delay issues that played out over the summer at Newark Airport would spread to O'Hare. Former President Bill Clinton has been deposed by the House Oversight Committee. He said he did nothing wrong with Jeffrey Epstein as he was grilled over their relationship. Democratic Congressman Ro Khanna.
President Clinton answered the questions. I think you'll see where we have the deposition that our side that put the survivors first.
Paramount Skydance owner of CBS is set to buy Warner Brothers Discovery after Netflix dropped out of bidding, setting up another major Hollywood merger. Stocks fell today on Wall Street. The Dow closed down 521 points. This is CBS News.
That was the 78 there. The gate you just seen, that was the 78. That's the private. That used to be Water Reclamation District. It's going to be a soccer place. That's where they wanted to put Kaminsky Park. And it's kind of a weird place right now. It's public/private. Kind of a weird... It's corruption over there. That's what it is. So, thanks. We're back again. Yeah, Neil Sedaka passed away. We just heard that. I don't know what happened to the video feed. That was weird.
Right now, go out and enjoy it. However, winter's back starting tonight into tomorrow. The AccuWeather 5-day forecast coming up at 5:15. But first, state regulators have been taking applications for video gaming terminals for Chicago bars, taverns, and restaurants for the last 24 hours. And one Chicago alderman tells us there's already a lot of interest. Here's WBB on political editor Jeff Buckles.
Far South Side Alderman Anthony Beal spearheaded the effort to work legalized video gambling terminals into this year's budget, and he says Chicago businesses have already submitted hundreds of applications.
It can have an infusion of a couple of $100,000 per location.
The state just started accepting applications after receiving formal notification from the city. That process was delayed over concerns from Mayor Brandon Johnson about how and where the machines could go. He told reporters last week he'd heard concerns from other aldermen as well.
I don't believe these concerns are insurmountable, and we have to ensure that there's justice and equity.
Council members passed a resolution compelling the city clerk to get the ball rolling. Beal says he hopes the mayor's office gets on board.
I hope the administration will be more concerned about the illegal machines that are not giving us any revenue.
And there are 3,000 of those illegal machines in the city. We're at City Hall. Jeff Buckles, News Radio 105.9. WBBM.
Your next staycation in Chicago could be a little more expensive under a plan advanced by the city council today, designed to give Chicago promoters more money. The finance committee approved a plan to raise $40 million for the Choose Chicago Tourism Agency through a 1.5% fee on hotels that stay inside 4 specific zones in the city. Kristen Reynolds from Choose Chicago told aldermen that her agency's budget is a fraction of similar agencies in places like Orlando and Las Vegas and other top convention destinations, and it's increasingly difficult to compete.
Our competitors benefit from the negative narratives surrounding our city that we can't afford to counteract, and they offer lucrative incentives that they know we can't match.
The plan now goes to the full city council. Well, officials in a northern suburb are giving a thumbs down to more events being held at Ryan Field.
Wilmette Mayor Senta Plunkett, during a village board meeting, objected to a pending application asking for an additional 15 to 17 events at Northwestern University's Ryan Field. that would allow for a women's soccer club to play there.
To now add more uncertainty and potential impact to the already impacted area is imprudent at best and unneighborly at worst. While the unique use application has been framed as temporary, the zoning application submitted to the City of Evanston clearly indicates this request is for a period of 5 years with an option to extend the term. This is not a temporary request.
Like it says, the decision will impact more than 500 Wilmette households adjacent to the athletic campus. Mallory Vorbroker, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Hyde Park Produce is a family-owned grocery store on the south side. It was roughly forced to close this week. CBS News Chicago reports that an orange sign placed on the window of the store alerted customers that it can't sell any items because its certificate of registration has expired. The Illinois Department of Revenue would not confirm the closure, but did say a business must be in full compliance to be open and operate legally. With the closure of Hyde Park Produce, the only full-service grocery option in the area now is at Whole Foods and Trader Joe's. Well, a red-tailed hawk has made an incredible recovery after being under the care of the University of Illinois Wildlife Clinic for nearly a month.
The hawk was near death when it was brought in, described as dangerously emaciated with profound anemia and blood abnormalities caused by chronic starvation. A catheter was placed in a wing for intravenous feeding, and the clinic says it needed a blood transfusion. Blood was drawn from an ambassador hawk at the clinic, Ruby. They call animals that cannot be released ambassadors. They're used for educational purposes. Now the clinic says on social media, after his transfusion and fluids, he began an incredible recovery. Food was reintroduced. The hawk has been gaining weight and getting stronger. You can see photos on our website. The hawk will be cared for at a wildlife rehab facility, and if all goes well, he'll be returned to the wild. Mike Krauser, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
All right, Mike, thank you. 5:08 now. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. How are the roads, Trent?
55 is kind of messy northbound side from Arsenal up to before I-80 with a multi-vehicle crash in the left lane. Just the right lane is open, and they just opened that right lane. They had all lanes blocked, so it's mess through there. Then you're heavy past Weber to Route 53 just when you think you're safe due to an earlier crash. That one's clear. Southbound side heavy from 355 down to 53 is all you're really going to get. So that's a difficult spot there. If you're traveling on I-80, another difficult spot. We've got a crash in a lane on the westbound side of Chicago Street. You're stop and go from 355 on over. And the eastbound side, you get the brakes from the Chicago Street to past Richards. You're more of a typical delay there. And making your way on the other roadways, well, we've got Metro Electric North Shore trains stopped near Millennium Station due to overhead wire problems. So that's the rails. And then back to the roads themselves in Bronzeville, the intersection of Pershing and King still blocked due to cleanup of an earlier injury crash that involving a CTA bus. Use 35th in Michigan to get yourself around that one. And we've got another bus situation that they cleared out of the way. A crash involving a bus from earlier around the Ohio feeder. Still jammed from the Byrne interchange to the Ohio feeder. There's no reported injuries. That was a school bus, that one, but no injuries there. And then Airway Fullerton to Harlem, a 31-minute trip to get to Montrose, 51 out to O'Hare. Good thing you get those express lanes. They save you about 2 minutes. They're heavy from Diversey. Inbound side hits the brakes pretty good from Cumberland to Ogden, an hour and 3, and from O'Hare, 33 from the Edens Junction. Getting on the Ike is an hour and 12.
We're at the Roosevelt Collection here, Delano Courts. It's 5:09 p.m., February 27th. 2026. You smell dope all here. All you smell is weed out here. Who wants to bring their family when you smell dope all around here? I just came in, drove, opened my window, and I smell dope all around here. Why would I bring my family here? It's a dope joint. They're all dope heads out here, right? They destroyed this place. Look at how many of these stores are closed. You want to count them? You'll see. They smell dope. They smoke dope here all over, right? They used to. There you go. There's one there closed. See that there? Look, that's closed. Start counting these. And these are big stores here. See that there? They closed down the Icon Theaters. This was a great movie place. We used to come here with the family all the time. First thing I open my windows, I smell weed. Who wants to be around that? I don't care if you smell weed, smoke weed. In fact, I believe in decriminalization. I believe in decriminalization. So I believe in you're right, but not in public where people are, right? There you go. Look at all these stores. There's another store closed there. See that? That was a restaurant. There was another restaurant there. You start to see this here? We were just on Wacker, right? We were on Michigan. You see it's everywhere, right? This is a brand new place. See these empty stores here? Keep looking here. These are empty stores here. Delano Courts, Roosevelt Collection, all closed. And then you're going to open up the 78, which is across the street. So, wait, so this is maybe, what, a third closed here? And now you're going to open up another one across the street. It's like predatory real estate scamming with credit. We were talking about that on our earlier broadcast, that we're dealing with a down economy. Look, all these stores are closed here. This is all closed there. That's all closed, are all empty there, man. See that? All of those are empty. And now across the street, they're going to open up a new development for another 10 billion or whatever billions of dollars they're going to do. But wait, they can't fill this one, so why are you opening up a new one across the street? Well, because you get the credit. You get the money. It's the schemers. It's the scammers. It's the bankers. They're the ones that are destroying our economy. There's more stores closed there. You see that there? See that there? I've been here. They killed and robbed people over here. There you go. All those stores are closed. Did you just see them? Again, Roosevelt Collection, Delano Court. That's what it's called. I call it Delano Courts here. And then we'll show you at the end. I want to go all the way to the end to show you all these stores that are closed. So what, about 30% closed, maybe something like that, 40%. Now you look across the street. That's the 78. That's a new development there. That's Tony Oresco went to prison for part of that. He was part of that deal. Tony Oresco helped President Obama get elected. He did federal time. They're going to put the soccer field in there, and that's private. That used to be the water reclamation land. Somehow it got transferred to private hands. Tony Oresco was part of that. And that's a multi-billion-dollar project over there. But yet they can't fill this side of the street. Doesn't make sense, does it? You know, that's what we report here. We ask those questions. I don't have all the answers. I don't know. So why are you going to build something over there when you can't fill this one up here? Well, you know why you do it? Because you can get some more cash. There's a bunch of people going to get rich. And it won't be you or me. It'll be somebody else. There you go. SubX.News on that one. Right, it's 5:13 now. There you go, right? This is some news.
We make your kitchen remodel easy, and we'll take your kitchen to the next level with stylish, functional designs that go far beyond your expectations.
We're gonna do a little meditation today. That's what we're gonna do.
Kitchen design that represents the perfect combination of practical and personal, and it couldn't be more convenient because you make all of your selections
40% empty over here at Roosevelt Collection on Delano Court. Strange. They're building the 78 across the street.
Keeping you updated on building
motorcyclists.
Why wait for what you've imagined for years? Get started on that kitchen you always wanted now. Schedule a meeting at NormandyRemodeling.com.
5 p.m.
That's NormandyRemodeling.com. Your home.
February 27, 2026.
I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed
5 p.m. February 27, 2026.
The absence of the connection and the purpose that can really drive a lot of veterans to some negative thoughts. For those who are in a suicidal crisis, the window of time to save somebody's life is very short. Our duty is to protect ourselves and protect our families. And one way you can do that is store your weapons safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council. Let's take a moment to breathe. Deep inhale. Extend your spine. Remain focused on what you're doing. If safe to do so, exhale slowly, leaning to one side. Inhale back to center. If safe to do so, exhale slowly to the opposite side. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. This message is brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
It's 5:15, time for the AccuWeather 5-day forecast, sponsored by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, Sewer, and Electric. Only a few more hours of spring-like temperatures. Brian Thompson.
Yeah, the cold returns this weekend in a big way. At least tomorrow could end up about 30 degrees colder than today, as temperatures have gotten into the 60s pretty much region-wide, thanks to a gusty southwesterly breeze that's going to be diminishing, already is starting to diminish across the area now. So the breeze will diminish early tonight. Otherwise, it will be partly cloudy. While the low temperature tonight pretty close to 30 degrees. Like I said, about 30 degrees colder tomorrow. That puts us in the mid-30s for highs. There might be a bit of snow or some flurries during the afternoon and early evening, mainly well north of Chicago. Best chance for any coating of snow will be across southeast Wisconsin. So again, just 36 tomorrow. Could be a stray snow shower later tomorrow night, low 24 under a mostly cloudy sky. Even colder Sunday, a high just 30 under a mostly cloudy sky. There could be a bit of snow or flurries late in the day or at night, but it's looking more and more like that'll pass.
All you smell is weed. I got my window. You can't drive in the city without smelling weed. It's everywhere. It's all you smell. It's illegal to drive drunk, drive high. But you know they passed a Supreme Court rule that's loaded with liberal, brain disease Democrats that says you can't pull a car over if you smell weed. But you can pull it over and smell alcohol. It's kind of weird, ain't it?
On the horizon for the Cubs, and they're hoping a big piece of their success will be starting pitcher Cade Horton, who was dominant down the stretch of 2025. Manager Craig Counsell says he's seen the same dude this spring as he did last year.
Cade hasn't changed one bit from last spring to this spring. I can't tell the difference. I couldn't tell, and that's cool. I think Cade had swagger last spring. If that's what you're noticing, he had the same thing last spring.
Cubs had a spring training game this afternoon, which they won over Cleveland 8-6. And when Cabrera started, he went 2 innings, allowed no runs, and struck out 3. Porter Hodge didn't fare as well. Just 2/3 of an inning, 5 runs allowed off 3 hits with a pair of walks and 2 strikeouts. Spring training action for the White Sox as well today. They beat the Rangers 3-1. Eric Fetty had a strong outing, 2 innings, no runs, 2 strikeouts, and a walk. The Blackhawks looked rusty as they returned from hockey's Olympic break. WBBM's Rick Gregg has more.
Especially with a man advantage, the Hawks' only Olympian, Teuvo Teravainen, lamented the lack of power play success after a 4-2 loss in Nashville.
Even if you're not scoring, you have to create a little bit more momentum.
Though Coach Jeff Blashill wasn't as annoyed.
You know, at the end of the day, I think we're 1 for 5. 1 for 5 is 20%. You'd like it to be 2 for 5, but it's not 0 for 5. I mean, it's not always going to look perfect. It's not, the penalty kill has something to do with it. So again, it's just something we're going to keep continually trying to improve on.
Problem is, the Predators scored on their only power play chance, the game-tying goal, in what turned out to be a lopsided third period. Covering the Blackhawks, Rick Gregg, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Well, sports at 16 and 46 on 104.3 The Scores. Adam Cizinski on News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Adam, thank you. It is 5:18. Time for traffic. Here's Trent.
All right, slow down. So if you're on the Eisenhower with a crash working at Higgins, just past Higgins on the inbound side, it's jammed from I-90 to past Higgins. That's in a lane. And then you're from York to Harlem where you're slow, and then home into the Bird interchange. It never ends. 40 minutes coming in from there, and 47 on your way back out to it. 1 hour, 7 minutes takes you out to I-90, slow all the way out to the Reagan now. We've got a Metro Electric South Shore train stopped near Millennium Station due to overhead wire problems still. Working on it, but they're not moving yet. In Bronzeville, we've got the intersection of Pershing and King blocked. That's due to cleanup of an earlier injury crash involving a CTA bus. Use 35th and Michigan to get around it. Edens is your typical stuff. It's 30 minutes in from Lake Cook. On the Kennedy, it's 57 from O'Hare to downtown. At least we're under an hour. 30 in from the Edens Junction. Back out is 30 and 48. And you're heavy from Fullerton and the express lanes. Keep in mind, those are the outbound side. And you're slow going from Armitage to Harlem on the outbound side if you use the local lanes. 190 extension eastbound from Westlake-Coleman to the Tri-State, a little slow. It's still an hour and 5 on the Ike inbound with that crash past Higgins that we talked about. And we're seeing about an hour and 7 minutes on your way back out. Stevenson, 34 in from the Tri-State back out. Just 53 minutes, and an hour and 7 takes you out to 355. That's not too pleasant. Multi-vehicle crash. They've got a right lane open, and this is on 55 northbound right at I-80. So jam from Arsenal to I-80 with that left lane closed. Right lane's open, and you get 1 lane through there. Heavy past 53 to 355 as well. Southbound side hits the brakes from 355 to past 53. That's just a typical delay there. At the Metro Traffic Center, the next report at 528. News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Still warm right now. Temperatures in the 60s. However, tonight, dropping nearly 30 degrees. Yikes. Look for a low near 30. Then tomorrow, back to winter. Flurries in the afternoon with a high of 36. Only 30 on Sunday. 64 at O'Hare now, 63 Aurora 64 along the lakefront. It is 5:20. Top story this hour, Chicago tourism could get a massive boost if a new plan that forces downtown hotels to charge guests more for rooms is passed by the city council. More on that coming up at 5:31. Northwest Indiana Animal Shelter recovering after a refrigerator malfunction spoiled thousands of dollars in vaccines.
No, we're going to see the
Society says a refrigerator malfunction this week caused nearly $3,000 worth of life-saving vaccines to spoil, just as the shelter was hosting free vaccines for the community. Those vaccines protect against diseases like parvovirus, a fast-spreading and often deadly illness in puppies. At the same time, leaders say their pet food pantry shelves are nearly empty, a resource that helps families avoid surrendering pets during hard times. In a follow-up Facebook post, the shelter says donations poured in within 24 hours, allowing them to begin replacing the lost vaccines. Glenn Marshall, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Well, Chicago Fire opens their
the sun is moving, right?
Tomorrow, and now you can show your team pride on the road. Illinoisans can now purchase a soccer team specialty license plate for their vehicle. You can order a fire plate through the Pick a Plate program on the Illinois Secretary of State's website. It's 5:21, time for healthy eating.
Red meat is a staple in many diets.
We're trying to get to the sunset, everybody. That's what we're trying to do. We're going to have a little meditation tonight. So we heard it a second time. Think about what you just seen. That's why I did that video there. Maybe they blocked my video. I don't know. There's jamming in the downtown, right? They just had a video of a buddy of mine he's not a buddy of mine. He's another reporter, a street reporter. His dad is a cool guy. He's a so-so guy. He just got the video of Brandon Johnson coming back from D.C. Brandon Johnson's just been in Washington, D.C. for 2 weeks. I don't know why he was there. It's strange. What's he doing there, right? And he was talking against Trump. That's what he was doing. But he came in and they blocked the whole street off for him. And you just heard what? They're going to raise the hotel tax on downtown hotels, the ones where we were just at that don't have no people. If you want to destroy something, what do? You charge more, right? Imagine, we don't have enough people in our downtown today, and now they want to raise the tax. So whoever else is coming here, they're going to raise it even more now. That dude wants to destroy everything. And on top of it, he comes in and he shuts down the whole city, right? He shuts down the whole street, LaSalle Street. It's on my Twitter page. I reposted. I'll post it back here when I get a chance. And that's how scummy that man is, right? He goes in those private political events. We don't have nothing to do in D.C., us, right? And then he shuts down the city because he's driving around. Got that? That's the most dangerous individual we can have in our city today. Brandon Johnson. He's the most dangerous person. He allows black people to be there doing drugs right there. You see, those are drug addicts and dealers right there. Did you see him? Well, he's got a 150-man detail shutting down LaSalle Street. You got drug dealers right here and smoking dope everywhere, and that's all you smell, right? You kind of get it? That's what the man is. He's a dangerous person. And you let him be in office another year, you're silly. Should have sit-ins and remove them. But no one wants to do it. No one wants to do it. They're all at the trough. We're going to have to listen to that radio call. He's right there, man. He's going to do stuff right there. The drug dealer. They're smoking dope all around. You can smell the dope all around here. While the mayor's fucking around in D.C. That's what you get. And you're going to say you're going to wait till the next election to get him out of office. What silliness. There we go. Look at that beautiful sunset. We're going to get some meditation. Forget that guy. Forget that mayor. He's a clown idiot. He's an idiot. He's a criminal clown, right? CC, criminal clown. How about that? We gotta get that pipe out of the way there, right? Let's see. Where are we gonna go? We're gonna have a nice sunset tonight, right? How about that? We're gonna have some nice music. We're gonna relax. Let's see. I think I have to go back down. How about right here? Is that right there? I gotta back up here. It's nice out here, right? Gotta know where to go. Grasshoppers. Let's see. How about we do it? Yeah, this is a little better, right? Like that, right? Let's see how we do this here. Trying to get you guys a nice sunset here. How about that, right? I think we're going to go back over there, right? There's all these trees in the way here. I don't know how to get the trees out of the video there. How about right here? There we go, right there. How about that one? It's still the trees in the way there. Those two pipes. Those two pipes are in the way there. See that there? They got the classical music playing here, right? This guy, get out of my way, my brother. What are you doing, man?
Shot 601 North Laramie. Caller station was just shot, called dropped. Details still to follow. Nothing further.
601 North Laramie. Person was just shot. Oh man, these trees are starting to aggravate me. How about right there? We just found it right here. How about that? We're gonna be right here, right in between the two trees.
Person with a gun, 116 and Perry, 116 and Perry, 2 mile west on the corner with guns there. Brown complexion, wearing all black, no further.
That's what we're doing right here. That's our sunset tonight right there. How about that? What? 68?
867. Bus is located and over at Chicago Red. 09217. 09217. Units of 15 and on the citywide we have a person shot, 601 North Laramie. Caller state 2 was just shot, called dropped. Details still to follow, nothing further, zone 12 clear.
601 North Laramie.
Person with a gun, 116 and Perry, 116 and Perry, 2 mile west on the corner with guns there. Units of 15 and on the citywide we have a person shot, 601 North Laramie. Caller state 2 was just shot, called dropped. Details still to follow, nothing further, zone 12 clear. Units of 15 and on the citywide we have a person shot, 601 North Laramie. Caller state 2 was just shot, called dropped. Details still to follow, nothing further, zone 12 clear. Innocent 5 and citywide, person with a gun, 116 and Perry, 116 and Perry, 2 mile west on the corner with guns there. Brown complexion, wearing all black, no further, zone 9 is clear. 7386 Davis. 867. Squad, keep the get and offer at Chicago Red. 09217. 09217.
8380.
8380.
Launch 218 West 33rd Street. What's the other number?
09224. 09224. Enjoy.
Code 91 Charlie.
91 Charlie.
I got any bed number for an 8 out on 39 for the red?
09229. 09229. PH.
PH.
They're looking for you on Espern.
David.
85 David.
We got an ambulance. EMS number 1. The request is here for medical attention. 7384 Charlie. 3273 on Citywide 1.
3273, how can I help?
You log out on the previous 3273. 7384 David.
84 David.
7384 Charlie. 3838.
There's already a lot of interest. I'm political editor Jeff Buckles at City Hall.
The FAA is considering reducing incoming and outgoing flights to O'Hare Airport, citing congestion concerns. Plus, multiple-time Grammy-winning singer and songwriter Neil Sedaka has died at 86. More on his life and legacy next. From CBS News, AccuWeather is saying it's going to be a low near 30 tonight, but a high of 36 tomorrow and a low of 24. We're sitting around 60 degrees here in Chicago. The time is 7 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. U.S. and Iranian officials are set to meet again next week as tensions grow over a possible U.S. strike on Tehran. President Trump wants Iran to eliminate its nuclear weapons program. CBS's Aaron Navarro with the latest.
Oman's foreign minister, who has been the key mediator between the U.S. and Iran during these indirect talks, he met with Vice President J.D. Vance in D.C. today, said that Iran has agreed to give up enrichment of uranium and that currently held nuclear fuel will be blended into oil. Still, despite that being conveyed to Vice President Vance, according to Oman's foreign minister, President Trump says he's still not happy with where Iran is in the negotiations.
The U.S. has cleared some diplomatic staff to leave Israel amid tensions with Iran. President Trump has told the U.S. government to immediately stop using Anthropic's technology. Frank Kendall, who was Secretary of the Air Force during the Biden administration, tells CBS's Major Garrett.
The government wants to have language or will accept language that says that the software can't be used for any unlawful use, which should be enough. Anthropic wants more than that, and this is a change, I think, to their current situation.
Pentagon wanted unconditional use of Anthropic's Claude AI models. President Trump has set his sights on Cuba a month after imposing a fuel blockade on the communist-led island.
The Cuban government is talking with us, and they're in a big deal of trouble, as you know. They have no money, they have no anything right now, but they're talking with us, and maybe we'll have a friendly takeover of Cuba.
Los Angeles School Superintendent Alberto Carvalho is being put on paid leave while he is part of a federal investigation. The move comes 2 days after the FBI served search warrants at his home and the district's headquarters, but no details yet provided about the investigation. Former President Bill Clinton says he did nothing wrong with Jeffrey Epstein as he faced grilling over their relationship for several hours today in front of the House Oversight Committee. More from CBS's Nicole Killian.
Lawmakers raise questions about photos of Clinton in a hot tub next to an unidentified woman. Sources tell CBS News the former president said he did not know her, and when asked if they had sex, he said no. The recently released Epstein files also revealed a handwritten note from Clinton to Epstein on his 50th birthday, and flight logs that show the former president traveled on Epstein's plane many times, although he'd previously said it was for philanthropic work.
Singer-songwriter Neil Sedaka has died. His hits included
Don't take your love away from me. Don't you leave my heart in.
Among those covering his work were Elvis Presley, Frank Sinatra, and the Captain and Tennille. Neil Sedaka's family says he died today at age 86. This is CBS.
It's one of the most successful law and justice programs in television history that continues to uncover the truth. 48 Hours, Saturday on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Wow, they put a commercial in the middle of the news. That was weird, huh?
Chicago's news, traffic, and weather station. News Radio.
That's weird,
1059 and WBBM NewsRadio.com.
I think they got AI running the station.
Now is 7:03.
That's what just happened.
I'm Glenn Marshall, and we're sitting around 60 degrees right now here in Chicago, but we're going to get down to a low near 30 tomorrow, though. A bit of snow is in the forecast. Flurries in the afternoon and early evening, mainly well north of Chicago. The best chance for a coating to an inch is southeast Wisconsin. A high of 36 degrees tomorrow, and tomorrow night a low of 24 degrees. Our top local story on News Radio WBBM starts now. State regulators have been taking applications for video gaming terminals from Chicago bars, taverns, and restaurants for about 24 hours. And one Chicago alderman says there's already a lot of interest. WBBM political editor Jeff Buckles reports.
Far Southside Alderman Anthony Beal spearheaded the effort to work legalized video gambling terminals into this year's budget, and he says Chicago businesses have already submitted hundreds of applications.
They can have an infusion of a couple of $100,000 per location.
The state just started accepting applications after receiving formal notification from the city. That process was delayed over concerns from Mayor Brandon Johnson about how and where the machines could go. He told reporters last week he'd heard concerns from other aldermen as well.
I don't believe these concerns are insurmountable.
and we have to ensure that there's justice and equity.
Council members passed a resolution compelling the city clerk to get the ball rolling. Beal says he hopes the mayor's office gets on board.
I hope the administration will be more concerned about the illegal machines that are not giving us any revenue.
And there are 3,000 of those illegal machines in the city. We're at City Hall. Jeff Buckles, News Radio 105.9. WBBM.
Concerns over capacity and operational delay issues at O'Hare International Airport have Federal Aviation Administrations talking about reducing flights.
The FAA will hold meetings March 4th to address the congestion concerns in an effort to reduce overscheduling and flight delays at O'Hare over the summer. The FAA administrator is planning on capping flights amid an increase in flights operated by United and American Airlines. The move is reportedly prompted by concerns that similar chronic delay issues that occurred at Newark Liberty International Airport last summer would happen in Chicago this summer. Haley Hansen, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Visitors to Chicago would have to budget a little more money for their hotel stays under a proposal that won preliminary approval in the city council today. Now, members of the finance committee advanced a measure to raise another $40 million for Chicago's official tourism agency. Under it, there will be a 1.5% fee on hotel stays inside 4 so-called tourism improvement districts inside the city. Kristen Reynolds from True Chicago explains how an increased tourism budget could affect the city's economy.
Over the next 5 years, this TID will generate $2.9 billion in economic impact, $269 million in new tax revenues, and 25,000 new local jobs. And that's the conservative model.
It's now headed to the full council. Chicago's watchdog wants to change the system that receives over 2 million non-emergency requests each year. Inspector General Deborah Witzberg is calling for changes to the city's 311 system. Based on surveys of Chicago residents, the OIG found that the system doesn't give users clear information, the status of requests, or the time frame for work to be done. In response, the city admitted that it needs to communicate better and needs more consistent training. And a historic Illinois racetrack is betting on bankruptcy to keep horse racing alive.
Bankruptcy court is the next stop for Hawthorne Racecourse, which filed for Chapter 11 reorganization in Chicago, according to the company. The family-owned track says the move is aimed at preserving 250 jobs and protecting hundreds of backside workers and their families who live on site. CEO Tim Carey says the plan is to pay horsemen their purses, meet payroll, and restructure debt while seeking a buyer or investor. Hawthorne cites rising costs as well as competition from casino gaming and sports betting and challenges tied to its planned Racino approved under a 2019 law signed by Governor J.B. Pritzker. The company expects to seek court approval for new financing next week. Sarah Herrera, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
And the celebration of life for Reverend Jesse Jackson continues this evening. Mourners rounded the block waiting patiently to pay their respects at Rainbow Push headquarters. Tomorrow, Reverend Jackson's casket is heading back to the East Coast roots for services in South Carolina and Washington, D.C. His remains will then return to Chicago for the People's Celebration next Friday. The time now is 7:08. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. And here to tell us about major expressway still slowdowns, it's Susan Burkis.
We do still have slowdowns, but we'll start in Kenwood. Drexel is closed between Hyde Park Boulevard and 49th. 50th Street also closed between Drexel and Ellis, and that's for Reverend Jesse Jackson's public visitation until late tonight around 11 p.m. You can use Cottage Grove or 47th to avoid this situation. And you're better on the Kennedy, but not perfect. 30 minutes on your inbound side, 18 in from the Edens Junction, outbound your heavy as you approach Division, then again approaching Harlem, 18 to Montrose, 35 back out to O'Hare. Express lanes are inbound. They will save you 4 minutes. Eisenhower inbound side, still 48 minutes in from I-90, 28 in from Manheim. You're tight approaching the Tri-State, then again approaching the Byrne Interchange. On the Stevenson inbound side, you're heavy between Cicero and Kedzie at 29 minutes in from 355, 21 in from the Tri-State, 12 from Cicero. Outbound side's the worst case, heavy between the Ryan and Cicero itself, 20 minutes to Cicero, 29 to the Tri-State, 37 out to 355. Dan Ryan, 22 minutes apiece between 95th Street and downtown. I-57 still slows right around 127th Street. That's cleanup of an earlier crash from the last hour. Bishop Ford, inbound side, approaching the Dan Ryan. You're tight. That earlier debris is cleared. DuSable Lakeshore Drive, northbound, heavy between Balboa and Monroe. Then again, Navy Pier to Chicago Avenue. Southbound between Michigan Avenue and Chicago Avenue itself. Tri-State northbound, heavy between Roosevelt and the Eisenhower. Remainder of your tollways calming down. I-94, you're heavy past US 20 in the Burns.
Hey, what's up, Marietta? What do you know?
You know, my burrito, my nachos.
What's up, Marietta? Everybody, is Marietta James calling in? She's has her own page. She does a lot of cooking up there on the north side of Chicago. She's over by Sedgwick in that area. She's got a lot of problems over there. So what are you cooking? And what kind of burrito?
Chicken burrito.
Chicken burrito.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what else you having with it? I mean,
nachos.
Oh, nachos? You having cheese with it too, or not?
No, I mean, I eat cheese, but I don't eat cheese like that.
I'm finishing up my gas.
Yeah. I got my guacamole and my salsa.
Oh yeah. What else is going on tonight? You doing what? So what are you doing? You doing burritos and
nachos.
And nachos. You gonna watch a movie or TV or what are you doing?
TV. I'm on TV, then watching you.
Well, what's your Friday night show? What do you watch on Friday nights?
Martin.
Huh? Which one?
Martin.
Oh, Martin. Oh, I love that show. He was great.
Yeah, 2.3 Dabble. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a real funny guy there. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you got? Oh, and it's gonna get cold this weekend, so you're not going out this weekend, are you?
I suppose to. I suppose to tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I stay bundled up. I stay warm.
Oh, that's good. Did you do anything fun? Did you get outside today and enjoy that warm weather or not?
No, I had to go take care of some business.
Oh, all right, there you go. You like the warm weather and fresh air, don't you?
I like the warm weather. It's the people that's in that make it bad.
Oh yeah, why? What are they doing today?
I mean, like I told you, that people don't have people. I'm going this morning, right? Take care of my business, and people just stay following me, buy cars, on foot. Just follow me. Then they push you and stuff like that. I'm not bothering you. Why are you bothering me? You don't do that. That's disrespectful. Now, if I do something wrong, then I'm gonna be in the wrong.
So what?
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, where at? On the street or in the stores?
Right, on the street.
On the streets. You got to be careful about that stuff. It's crazy everywhere. You just heard they had a stolen car down on 69th and Sangamon, and they're talking and guns, and then the police don't show up till later on, and it's like, well, why aren't you stopping these guys before they park their car? I mean, once the criminal parks his car, it's over with, and then they let the guy walk into the house. How do you know even that's the guy that? So what are they? How are you gonna arrest the guy when he's once in his house? You can't arrest him anymore. It's like stop him on the street, talk to him. If he don't want to talk to you, then let him go. That's all. There ain't nothing wrong with it. It's like you just said, people bother you and no one's helping you, right?
Right.
Oh yeah. So that. What else is going?
But these criminals doing what they want to do.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem, right? There's no prevention. It's what we talked about the other day. Even the migrants is like, get rid of them, lock them up, put them into detention. Why are you letting them running around doing stuff, right? Why you let criminals run around our cities and our countries? Lock them up, Put them away. Once they get innocent or whatever they handle, then let them go and do whatever they want. I mean, you can't let these people running around with guns and drugs and who knows what else. Like you said, they bother you, right?
Right, but see, most of them, somebody made a point where they said today. They said the reason why it's like that, they close most of mental facilities, right? They got something to do with it too. They close down mental facilities.
They used to tell me that when I was a teacher. The first thing when I used to write up when I first started into teaching, the first year, and these kids would do criminal stuff in my classroom. They had guns, knives, beating each other, whatever, drugs. Some were doing sex, whatever they were doing. I would stop them and write them up. Yeah. I'd say, you can't do that stuff. Well, we do that, blah, blah. I said, you're not doing it in my room. And I write them up, and I give it to the principal or whoever, the disciplinarian, and he would say, or she would say, yeah, he has an IEP. And I said, what does that have to do with that? She goes, well, you can't write them up. It's what you're saying, Marietta. You're like, that's what their excuse is. Oh, mental health. I said, a mental health issue has nothing to do with criminal activity.
Right.
It doesn't. Mental health is mental health. If you're mentally ill, you have to go to mental health treatment, and then you do deal with the criminal stuff on the side.
Right.
Those are two. Right. So you now have two separate issues. When people say I'm mental, okay, that's all right, but that doesn't excuse your crime. You still got to deal with the crime. And that's what I learned, and I try to get in the school system, and finally they started listening to me, because I said, look, IEPs and mental is a mental thing. That has nothing to do with you did a crime. You killed somebody.
The crime is totally different from your mental state. I get what you're saying, right?
And then, you can be found mentally insane when you're a criminal and you kill somebody, but you still have to deal with the crime. And then if you're mentally ill, then there you go.
Right.
It doesn't excuse the event, and that's what people try to do. And it's like a lie each time, right? Each time people are starting to go to these things, and then they say, oh, it's mental illness. It's this. It's what? All right, I don't care what it is. You still did that thing, and you need to deal with it, right?
Right. It's a crime that you did, and you want to make the excuse for the mental illness. Mental illness that's going to get you, with that. So you got to face your crime and just go, face your crime.
So then what?
Face your crime.
And then like this, Marietta. So if you say you're mental, then you need to be in a mental institute. You can't be walking around the street. See, people need to watch what they say there. And then when you're mental, you can't have guns. You can't drive. You can't do certain things. You can't be in public. Oh, yes, I can. No, you can't.
That's a real flight risk. You be a flight risk.
There you go.
Yeah.
See,
you may harm yourself or others. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, you can't do certain things. You can't get certain medications. You shouldn't be boozing.
Right.
See, people think it's a joke when you say mental illness. Mental illness is real. But you can't use it to excuse crime. And if you say you are, then you're going to need to, if you're killing somebody, you're doing crimes and you're mentally ill, then you can't be around the public. You need to be locked up. You need to be in a mental institute. You need to be on some drugs or something like that. See, it's like you just said, you're getting messed with in public and people start lying and cheating, right? And they bother you, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's an everyday thing. And every night, this is crazy.
Yeah, it's sorry that you're dealing with that, and I know, and there's nobody that's helping you out, right?
But see, it just ain't just me. It's like, they mess with everybody. It just ain't me now. It's everybody, and that's crazy. Why you mess with disability people? Why you mess with seniors? Why you mess with little kids? Why you mess with innocent people? That's what I want to know. Why are you messing with innocent people?
I don't know. And it's a strange thing. It's like they killed that Uber Eats driver during the week. He was an innocent guy. They stole his car. Why didn't you just stop and give him his car back? Instead, you killed him and laughed about it. You know that's not a cool thing to happen. You know what I mean?
You're right.
It's sad. So you're gonna hunker down over the weekend and try to get through the cold and the snow, huh?
I'm going to church Sunday.
Oh, Sunday? Alrighty, that's good. Where'd you go? Around your neighborhood?
Yeah, Union.
Oh yeah, on Union over there?
Union Baptist Church, yeah.
So you're
I posted up there.
Oh yeah?
Church up there. I posted everything on my page. Union up there too. You check that out too.
There you go. Does the preacher do a good sermon or not?
Well, he do a great sermon.
Oh, yeah? You guys do any food? I used to go to this church in Minneapolis. I had this girlfriend in Minneapolis once. Her name was Sherry. She got me to go, and there was evangelical or something like, I don't know what they were. They were evangelical or something. I think they're Catholic or whatever, Christian. And I used to go up there. It was all right. They did the sermon, and then they had food afterwards, which is pretty cool. I like that. So you kind of went to church. You listened to the preacher. He told you all these things. And then you went afterwards, and they had a big, like, dinner and stuff like that, and you talked about, you met with other people in the church. It was a pretty nice church there. You guys do food or what at your place?
We do it, but, they don't do it every Sunday. They don't do it every Sunday, but they'll do it, yeah.
Oh, like a potluck or something?
No, ain't like a potluck.
No?
Well, sometimes they do that. I don't know what they do, but, yeah, it's okay. It's all good.
I mean, It's
a nice church. It's a good church to go to in my opinion. It's a good church to go to. Because I went to a whole bunch of churches. I left that church. I used to go to this church, but I left it years ago. I just left. I don't know why I left it, but I left it. so then, I went, how you go see other churches? I went to go see other churches. I went to JW, Jehovah's Witnesses. I went there before. And I went to Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, that's good, and I mean, don't we have that right in our country? Freedom of religion or something like that?
Yeah, we got freedom of religion.
That's what I thought.
But along the way, I met friends, people there.
Uh-huh.
And I still talk to them. So see, that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't go there anymore.
So then you came back to this church you're at now, right?
Right, this church right.
Why'd you leave? Because you didn't have a good preacher?
I don't even know why I left. Be honest, I don't even know why I left. I don't even know why I left. I just left. I don't even know why.
Did they got a good preacher now?
They always had good preachers.
Yeah. How's the sermons? Is he the internal damnations guy, or does he tell good stories?
This is a Baptist church.
What does that mean? I don't know. What does that mean?
Baptist. It's like Christians, Baptist.
Oh, so they don't do eternal damnation like the Catholics? That you're
I don't do that. I know exactly what you're talking about. They don't do that. I know exactly what you're talking about. I told you I know about these churches. I know. Yeah.
That you gotta suffer, right? That's the kind of church you're talking, right? That we're talking about. There's churches that say you have to suffer to get to heaven, right?
Well, I'm not gonna knock nobody's church. Just, whatever they do is what they do. I ain't gonna, I respect the churches.
There you go. That's
You gotta always respect the churches, because I don't care. We only have one God. People think we have millions of gods, but we only have one God.
Everybody, it's just one God. There's just people that think of it different ways. That's the only difference. People don't understand that there's one God, and there's all these religions because they think God is a different way. That's the only difference, and that's then makes the wars, right? Because say my God's better than your God, but it's the same God. It doesn't mean anything, right? It's people. Right. The people are like you said. You went into different churches to check them out, right? And that's all.
Right.
And there ain't nothing wrong with that. There ain't nothing wrong with that. I've been to a whole bunch of churches just like you.
That's a good thing.
Oh yeah, it is. It's good. Alrighty, well, it's good. Calling in. Anything you want to say to the viewers before you have to go?
Y'all just be safe out there, because it's the weekend. Be safe out there. You have the drug people out there, all them people out there, the drug tents and all that, prostitution and all that. Just be safe and watch the surroundings. That's all I'm saying. Be safe and watch the surroundings.
Yeah. All right. That's Marietta James. She's calling in. She's got burritos on the kitchen table, and she's gonna eat, and she's gonna watch Martin tonight, right?
Yeah, I'm still watching you too.
Oh wow!
But I'm gonna laugh. That's what I mean.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna do. I'm really, really hungry, especially now that you told me you're gonna go have a burrito. I'm probably gonna go home. I'm gonna eat some dinner. And I seen all that wood at that one place. I'm probably going to get some tools. I'm going to try a new way to get the wood. So I might go on live when I'm getting all that wood, because we're going to the ranch this weekend.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go get all that wood I was watching over there by I don't know where that was anymore. I have to figure out where I was. I don't want to. I got all my hammers and crowbars, but I want to try something different. I want to maybe cut the nails and all of that stuff out. So I'll see. We'll see if we go back on live. So yeah, I'm hungry right now, especially after talking to you, Marietta. Every time I talk to you, I get hungry. I don't know why. But that's a good thing. So I'm hungry, and I'm gonna have to pray. So I'm gonna pray and be hungry, because that's what we talk. We talking about food and church, which is a good thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See. Yeah, to get off the prayer for a minute, we talk about you focus on some good things in life.
That's where we go. That's why I always like picking up the phone from you, because we talk about positive things, and there is negative things in our lives. Everybody has negative things. But what we got to do is we got to get together and be positive. And you know how I always talk to you, Marietta? We said, why don't we work on doing this? And I'm going to pull over before I go to where I got to go to, because I want to say this to you, and I really appreciate you. Why don't we why don't we lift each other up? Why do we always want to push each other down? Even when there's...
You know what?
Why?
You know what? It's something, I don't know. It's like something wrong with people. It's like, if you say hi, then they turn and hold up at you. What did I do to you? I just say hi to you. Why you don't like me? I ain't done nothing to you.
You know what I mean?
I don't understand that.
And
you can be nice to a person, but they don't want to be nice back to you. They want to be evil. All this hatred and jealousy.
And then you think about it, this is with Reverend Jackson now lying in repose. It's what he said, I am somebody. And that's the affirmation. We are all somebody. And look, we get involved in things, and some people get bad stuff on them and whatever. But why do we harm each other, and why don't we uplift each other? I get it. We do crime chasing. We talk about prostitution and drug addicts and criminals and all this Epstein files. But in the end, why aren't we bringing each other up? Why aren't the politicians bringing us up? The people that we elect and we pay for, and we do this stuff. It's like you said, you had to go to a few other churches to find a church you like. There's nothing wrong with that, because you want to be with people who uplift you. You don't want to be with people who put you down, right?
Right.
And I don't know why. That's why I love talking to you, because whenever me and you talk, you always uplift me. You always bring me up. You always have a good attitude. You try to do your best. And why isn't there more people like that? You know what I mean, Marietta?
Right. I agree. It should be some more. It should be more people like that. Listen, I ain't gonna say. Ain't a lot of people like that in the world. Just that the people that we see and know, they just evil.
And I don't know why is that, right? And I know there's more good people out there. There's a lot more of us.
You remember you told me 95% of people is nice. Remember that? And 5% is not. I think the 95% went up now. I believe that. The 95% went up now.
And then what we got to do is what we try to do with this live feeds, reporting on Twitter and Facebooks and these independents, because I think, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to put everybody down. A lot of the news, it like pushes you towards the negative and stuff, and that doesn't mean like not talking about crime reporting and stuff, but it makes it look like you're part of them, you're evil, and we're not. We're not the ones doing the bad things, right? And why aren't we taking care of those bad things? And why aren't the politicians taking care of us? Why are they? You know what I mean? Why do we give all our energy and our resources to bad people? Why aren't we giving our stuff to good people? You just heard them. They want to do more gambling machines. Okay, whatever, gambling. But why aren't we doing more like burrito machines? Why aren't we doing more knitting machines? Why aren't we doing more good stuff? Why are we spending our why are we spending our time on
unnecessary
gambling?
Unnecessary. I'm just saying. To me, that's a necessity. That's a necessity. That gambling. That's a necessity. You don't have to do. You don't want to do it. That's a necessity.
Right. That's how it is. So, hey, I got somebody else trying to call in here. Let me try to pick up the phone from him and see what's going on. I'll talk to you a little later, all right, Marietta?
Yeah, you go back a little later, okay?
All right, I'll call you a little later. Let me get a hold of this guy who just tried to call in here, all right? And let's see what he wants to do. He said, take it easy, Marietta.
You be safe out there. Watch your surroundings.
Well, I'm going to eat right now, but let me call this guy up, all right?
Okay.
Talk to you later.
All right.
Bye.
Gary, and that's because there's a crash, but it is.
Let me see this cat, but I'm on live. Let's see. Hey, cat. Hey, cat. I'm on live. Is this a secret conversation? Because I'm on live right now.
Oh, no. I was just calling to check in how you've been doing.
I'm all right.
I saw, I was thinking of you because I saw your video down by the lake earlier. Down there.
Well, I'm going home to eat. I just got off the phone with one of the viewers, Marietta. She lives up on the north side. She's having some issues and stuff like that. But yeah, I think I'm all right. As long as I don't get shot, murdered, or mayhemed, I'm fine, Yeah. What I'll do is this. I'm going to get off the live. I got to go eat. Maybe I'll call you up and see what's going on, okay?
Yeah, sounds good. All right, I'll talk to you later.
All right, brother. It's good hearing from you always, okay?
Yeah, you too.
All right, bye-bye.
Stay safe. Talk to you later. Bye.
BBM.
Thanks a lot, Susan. And tonight we're going to have a low near 30s. Tomorrow, though, it'll be a high of 36 with some snow flurries in the evening time and a low of 24 degrees. Currently is 58 at O'Hare, 59 at Midway, 61 along the lakefront. The time is 7:10.
7:10. They just messed up the time, didn't we, everybody? We just caught WBBM messing up the time. You know why I put them on the radio? Because 7:30 is the local news, right?
Snoring and sleep apnea.
What did they just say? It's 7:10. We're going to mark it. It's 7:30 what right now? 7:32. It's 7:31, 7:32. WBBM just said it's 7:10. They're a half hour behind. Or 20 minutes behind. And they were 20 minutes behind the last time, too. Again, WBBM News is 20 minutes behind. It's 7:32, and they said it's 7:10. So, that's the way it goes. And with that, I need to go eat some dinner, because Marietta was just talking to me, and she's got those delicious burritos she's eating with some guacamole, and she's watching Martin. A great comedian. I like that guy. He's kind of funny. I like Martin. I think they all got their funniness either from, what's his name? Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory was the god. And then I think Richard Pryor came, and then everybody else came after him. And Martin, yeah, he's funny. I like Martin. All right, take it easy, everybody. Have a good night. We're going to sign off. The right time is 7:32. It's February 27th, 2026. Take it easy. Have a good dinner, everybody. Talk to you later. Bye.